Hello, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon, wherever you're at. It's morning for me here in Salt Lake, still 11:22 a.m. I hope you are having a wonderful Friday so far. So it is a full moon. We are in the midst of the last full moon of a winter, right? We're right on the hills of the equinox. And this one is a beautiful one. They're always beautiful, right? But this one I feel especially beautiful this week and this time. And it's got some gorgeous messages for us. So, hello to everyone who's here. Hi, Lily. Hi, Denise. So good to have you. And if you are here, please let me know. I see numbers, but I don't always see the comments to correspond. So let me know that you're here. I feel your energy, but I want to actually see it as well. So, we're in a full moon, and this is in Virgo. And whenever it's a full moon, it's always about releasing and letting go, right? And to me, this one, hi, Natalie, welcome. This one is all about finding space. Okay, so this is the message that I have been getting from the moon personally. This is not necessarily what, the Virgo meaning is, or, the astrological or whatever, but this is what the moon is speaking to me, how it is speaking to me personally. And can I also just say, oh my gosh, it's so good. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Mary. It's so good to be back. It's been a while. It's been a hot moment since I've done a live of any sort anywhere. So I am really excited to be back, and it feels really, really good. And I appreciate all of you that are here with me today, live and on the replay. So we know that Virgo is all about organization and clearing clutter and, you know, getting things in order, right? Virgo's not necessarily the most grounded sign, but hi Jojo. Jojo wants to come and play. Hello. Hi, babe. Come over here. Come over here with mom. Sorry, guys. Come on. Come to your spot. But they aren't always the most grounded individually, but they love for their outer world, their physical world, to be very organized, okay, which is great. So we want to bring in some aspects of that, right? We want to bring in some organization and some clutter clearing and some cleaning up, right? Because what we really want to do is we want to be able during this moon time to find space for frequency, for our personal frequency, for the frequency that you need and that you want. Okay, so this is not always easy. It's not always easy to know where we're at and what we need. But it's important. So let's see. Oh, hi, Belinda. Hi, Eve. Welcome. Hi, Corey. Happy Friday to you as well. Thank you, everybody. So everything in life has a frequency, right? Whether it's me, you, my sweet little dog Jojo, my mug of beautiful broth that I created, whatever it is, everything has a frequency. And it's important, actually very essential, that we know um, how what we are doing aligns, right, with the frequency of where we are. So any tools that we use in life, they need to either meet or exceed our frequency, right? So um, what I mean by that is if we are using something, Jojo, sit. If we are using something, you guys must have awesome energy today because she is super excited the minute that we went live. She was all quiet and sitting before. Okay, I love, yeah. But we all have our own frequency. And let's say that we're here and we're using tools or we're engaging in tools to help us that have a frequency that's down here, they're not really going to help us. They either have to be at our level or above, and hopefully they're at above, right? Because that's how they will lift our frequency and raise our frequency. It's always so important when we are talking about frequency and raising our vibe, whatever you want to call it, our energy. There's so many terms for it, but whatever resonates with you the most. But when we're talking about raising that, we want to make sure that the tools are going to help us to raise that, right? We don't want them bringing us down. We all know this, right? We may not think about it in terms of the tools that we're using, but we know, like, if we're here and we go into a room and somebody's down here, if we're not careful, soon we're down here with them, right? And so it's the same thing with the tools. So this goes for any tool that you're working with, whether it be a person that you're working with, people, supplements, food, products like oils and salts, things like that. You want to make sure that it's at your frequency or higher. Okay. Now, there's lots of ways that we can, test that. That's another day, right? But for right now, with this moon, we want to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to make sure that we are cleaning and clearing ourselves to make space for the new frequency that we're being called to, right? Of course, we're at the time of a new season. We're on this cusp. And let me be clear about one thing, because I think this is important. The equinox is, Sunday, Monday, sometime around in there, depending on who you talk to. That does not mean that immediately we're going to move from winter to spring, right? Now, oftentimes we have a tendency to want to jump and do it and go fast and get into that spring. We're tired of winter, right? But that's not always what's in our highest good, and that's not always the frequency that we're at. We might still be in some winter frequency, right? We might still be called to be in those stillness, be in that stillness and quiet, in those dreamy states, right? Before we move fully into spring. So we want to be aware of that. That's what I'm talking about. That's the message of this moon. Be aware of your frequency. Don't go against your natural rhythm. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that if we're feeling like we're low vibe and we want to raise that vibe, we want to, get some better mood going. That's not what this is talking about. It's talking about rushing out of your natural rhythm and trying to push your frequency to a space it's not ready to go, or you're not ready to go, or it's not even right for you, right? So this is where comparison comes in. It's really easy on social media all the time for us to see what others are doing and compare ourselves. Oh, that person is so high vibe. They are doing so much. Look at what they're doing. And I'm not feeling that way, or I'm not doing this that I think I should, or that I think I should. And the truth of it is, they're at a different space in their life, right? Their frequency is different because they're at a different space. Don't compare yourself to others. Keep your eyes on you, right? Bring your eyes back to you, where you are and what you need. So what frequency are we needing right now? And this message from the moon is really, this message of frequency is really the foundation of self-love and self-care. Okay. So let's see. I've got some more people to say hi to. Hi, Susan. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Marion. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Nikki. And thank you, Marion Teresa, for saying how cute she is. She really is such a love. I cannot tell you guys about this dog. She came to me at the beginning of December, and we are in love, she and I, and my whole family is in love with her. She is just a sweetheart. So I'm so grateful. So thank you. All right. So who wants a message? Who wants a personal message today? I'm here to, bring some insight. So if you want one, please put it in the comments and I will be happy to, but I need to see it in the comments in order to do it. So, so this full moon, right? It's really any full moon, right? So if you're in a full moon, this is a little tip today, some Michele magic tip for you. if you're in a full moon and either you don't know what the specific sign or what the specific moon is for, or you're feeling like, I just don't want to know, there's always the go-to of just focus on releasing, focus on letting go of what's not yours or what no longer serves or what needs to be released, whatever it is. Okay. So we don't always have to get into the specifics. Sometimes that can weigh us down a little bit and make us not enjoy these cycles. And honestly, these cycles are here for us and for our benefit and for our growth, for our enjoyment. And so if it feels like too much work and we're not getting the enjoyment, we're missing the mark. Okay. Just be aware of that. So have fun. So what needs to go? What's not serving you? What's not even yours that you're holding on to? We all love to do that, right? We love to hold on to lots of stuff that's not ours and lots of stuff that no longer serves. It's like that piece of clothing in your closet that you're saving for maybe, hopefully, who knows? One day it might work, right? It's like sometimes you just got to clean that out, make space for what wants to come, right? So today we are clearing and making space for making space for the frequency so that we can allow this frequency to come in, the frequency that we want, that we need, the shift that's going to be in our highest good, right? And how we're going to really look at how we can be at the frequency that you're being called to, that we're all being called to. We've got to be really, really clear about this, okay? And all the messages today are going to be about your frequency, okay? What it is, right? How to, what your frequency is, where it wants to be, what's holding it down and blocking it from allowing you to be at the frequency that you're being called to, what to release, all of it. I don't know. We'll see, right? Who knows what else is going to come up? We just never know when we're in these situations, but something will, I promise. And again, I can't reiterate this enough. This is the most important message with the full moon that I have gotten for the last 3 days is have fun, lighten up, have fun, have fun, have fun, have fun. I can't say that enough. Have fun, have fun, have fun. All right. One thing that I want to say before we begin with the personal readings is that we're all in trauma. Everybody is. Okay. We all have PTSD. And it's not even post. It's like CTSD, current trauma, current traumatic stress, whatever, right? I mean, I don't know, but I can't think of what it all is right now, but we're in current trauma, right? And we're having that, we're in those spaces of fight or flight so often. So whatever we can do to soothe ourselves. And this is where those tools come in. It's very important. You've got to make sure that if you're using supplements, if you're using salts in a bath, if you are using essential oils, that they are the frequency that aligns with you or higher. Okay. If not, you're wasting your time and your money. And we don't want that. We need effective things right now. So it's up to us to know where we're at, know what our frequency is, and then know how to determine if something is the right frequency for you. Guess I need to do a class on that, don't I? Okay, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to mark that down. So we're gonna do our best to do to do this today with this baby that isn't letting me go. So we're holding her. Let's see. Oh, hi, Carrie. So good to see you. And let's see. I want to see what Denise is saying here. Opening a new office on April 1st and have other projects too. Feeling a little scattered and would love some guidance. You've got it, Denise. So we'll see what comes through. What does Mary say? I'd like some guidance on, we are trying to figure out where to buy property to retire to. Virginia, North Carolina, as when the best time is to make this huge financial move. Okay. I will let you know what comes up with that, Mary. Hi, Carrie. Oh yes, I called you were not there when I called Greg, I guess. Hi, Carrie. That was on Wednesday. Yeah, that was great. It was so good. Okay, so let's see. Let me go back. Natalie. We've got Natalie. And we've got and Corey says, yes, totally agree. I have been so pulled into a slow moving energy. Amen, Corey. And it's hard. It's really easy to fight that, right? To fight where we're being called because the sun's out. It's getting warmer. We're like, yippee, we're free from all this slow moving. But if we're not, we're not. If we're not, we're not. And we do not want to fight against it because that just leads to frustration and it actually pushes us farther from what we want, right? So be mindful of where you're at and what you're being called to. Okay, Belinda, I got you. Teresa, have you. Stacy, wonderful. Let's see. Sorry, guys, moving up the chain. Corey, Lily, Susan. Denise, Mary, Eve, Nikki, Mary says yes, CTSD. Yeah, current. What is? I don't even know what the D. I'm post traumatic stress. I don't know what the D is. I thought it was syndrome, but anyway, current traumatic stress, whatever this is, right? So we are in it. Current and ongoing, yes. And I love that, Mary. Thank you. Would love a class. I'm going to do that. That is such a great thing. Hi, Anne. Hi, Lori. Um, so if anybody that is on here wants a message that hasn't already, let me know and would like a message. Oh, hi, Karen. Oh, thank you. I love my little baby girl too. She's funny. I got to tell you guys a little story about her. So we rescued her. We didn't plan on it. It just kind of happened like crazily. And I brought her home and I wanted family to kind of pick a name. And so I was picking some names and it was, I was coming up with all these I was looking at Serbian and Croatian words for like little love and stuff like that. And they were cute. But my son's like, I want to name her Scooter. And I'm like, this little dog, no, her name is not Scooter. And he's like, why Scooter? And he's like, I love to give dogs dumb names. And I'm like, okay, well, let's find another dumb name that I like a little more than Scooter that feels a little more appropriate. And so we landed on Banjo. Banjo Lucy is her name, but I said, I will name her that, but I'm going to call her JoJo. So this is my little Banjo Lucy, and I call her JoJo Lou for short, or, just JoJo. But so I just love her. Oh, disorder. Yes. Thank you, everybody. So we are in current traumatic stress disorder. That is what we are in. So do not forget that. Don't make light of it. Don't think, oh, we've been doing this for so long, we should be out of it. Okay, we're in it. So let yourself be exactly where you are. All right. So if you want a reading, let me know. Oh boy, Carrie, has it ever? Carrie's life has dramatically changed. I don't want to, speak for Carrie, but she is an amazing woman because she agreed to care for somebody who was really at death's door. They didn't think was going to survive. And she has, dedicated her entire life to helping this man and helping him heal and get better. And she's done a beautiful job. And there's so much to be honored in that, Carrie, and be proud of, because you're an incredible woman to have done that. So, and I thank you. I tell you that often, but I do thank you. All right. So I ended it, Anne. Um, oh, Karen would like one. I believe Karen, if that's correct. Um, Lori. And oh, you're welcome, Carrie. Okay, so here we go. Natalie. Natalie, what needs to go is self-criticism. Okay. Self-criticism is like, I don't know what's been going on, and I know you work on this a lot, but it feels like something has come up the last week or two, and the self-critical voice has just gone nuts. Nuts. So what I feel like would be wonderful for you is love, my love blend, because love is all for your heart center and your self love and your self compassion and your kindness. It helps us replace that critical nature, right? Which we all have. And for some of us, it's a little more of a natural set point than others. But I think we all need to work on it in one way or another. And love is perfect for that. So love, love, love. Hi, Michelle. So good to see you. And Carrie would like um, a message. Okay, so Natalie, let it go. That self criticism. Okay, Belinda. Belinda, what's coming to me that what needs to be let go of is worry. Okay, you're very worried, and you've got a lot of stuff to be worried about. It feels like something with extended family, like your one of your kids or grandkids you're worrying about, and it's time to let it go, and to also remind yourself that you know there's things that are out of our control that are just out of our control, and there's no point in even trying to control it. It just isn't going to work. It's just going to cause more whatever. Okay, so let go of the worry. For you, I'm feeling wealth would be wonderful. Oh, and I love this. Michelle says she is wearing peace and soothe right now, two of my favorites. I've been wearing sacred. Sacred has been my best friend for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. And it has really helped me in some really trying times. It's interesting. I was called to it several weeks ago and not really knowing why. It wasn't like, oh, I need to remind myself of this at that point. But boy, there have been some things that have transpired over the past several weeks that I really understand why I've been using sacred, because it has saved me and really helped me through a lot of it. So, okay, Belinda. Natalie, you are so welcome. Belinda says, I have wealth and I also love peace. Yep, I love peace. Okay, so use the wealth, Belinda. Use that on the backs of your knees at bed and in the morning. Okay, and any time of during the day when you're just feeling a little off. Okay, Teresa. Teresa, what are we feeling today for your frequency? Oh, Rose, you need to surround yourself. And this is interesting because the picture that you sent me yesterday of the kit had rose in it. But this is like different colored roses. We need like 4 different colors: yellow, red, purple, and white. Okay. So if you can look up the colors of those roses and their meaning, that will help you to know where you're at and what you need. Okay. So, the rose, like you need to surround yourself in roses. And I'm not just talking about physically surround you with roses. I'm talking like the essence of rose, the meaning of rose, the feeling of rose, the softness, the love, all of that. It like surround yourself. That will help you get your frequency where you're going. And Teresa, one thing I just want to say, I'm feeling like you are, as much as you want to spring forward, it's time to just still be quiet a little. Okay. I know that's not a great message. I'm sorry I have to deliver that, but it's true. I'm just I'm just the messenger. All right. Oh, and I love this. Lily says, Jojo Banjo bringing harmony and fun into your lives. It's into my life. It's exactly true. She's just brought so much fun and harmony. And Pamela says, sacred and cleanse have been wonderful to you. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And yes, Natalie, roses do carry the highest frequency. So I'm sure that there's something about that in there, right? Oh, hi, Mindy. Oh my gosh, Mindy. I can't believe you're on here this morning, or I can. You came to mind so clearly today was when I was in meditation, and I actually have a note upstairs to message you. So, hi, Mindy, so good to see you, and I will be messaging you. So, okay. Anybody else new on here? I see lots of numbers. If anybody else has not told me that they would like a message, please let me know. Stacy. Okay, for you, I'm feeling dancing. Dancing, dancing, dancing is what is needed. I'm feeling so much congestion in the hip area. So, we think of the hips as the outside, and our hip joint is actually kind of more towards the middle, right? It's right over our legs. And so that area feels all congested. So we don't want to just work on the hip like when we're dancing. It's not just like Shakira, hips don't lie. We got to get those feet involved and those legs involved, and moving those hip joints is what it feels like. So if you could dance, that would be really great. And what I'm hearing is you've got to be very mindful of where you're at. I wrote about this, and anybody here that's not on my email list, please go to my website and join my email list. It's a double opt-in, but I write about a lot of things that are important and that, I think are timely messages. And last week, or I don't know when it was, I wrote about us all being in our own rhythm. We all have our own personal dance that we are being called to do in this moment, right? And this is what I've been talking about. This is the frequency. And while we may not want to be in a slow rumba, we want to do a salsa or something like that, we got to do the rumba, or vice versa. We might want to do a rumba, but we're being called to do the salsa. We don't want to constantly be going against our natural frequency and our natural inclination, right? So, Stacy, there's a specific dance that you are being called to. Find it, do it, and love it. Okay. Also, Stacy, for you, what keeps coming up is voice. There's something going on that it feels like there's a constriction here. So my voice blend is awesome for that. It's really, really good for that. Okay, Corey. Hi, Corey. Let's see, Corey. What keeps coming to me is sleep for you. Like, are you not getting enough sleep? Your sleep's not regenerative. It's not restful. It just needs it needs to be more nourishing for you. So it feels like maybe there's some tea that needs to be had before bed, and some breath to help with the sleep, but feels like you're not getting enough also. Okay. So get that sleep. I'm going to have a little bit more. I made some broth last week, and oh my gosh, I'm just in love with it. It's like a veggie broth. And I just threw in whatever I felt like needed to go. So it's kind of a cross between a broth that's a veggie broth and a pho broth. And I am in love with it. By itself in a mug, I've also been like pouring it over like roasted vegetables and making soup. Anyway, it's so good. So, okay, Teresa says, yes, I have been working with Rose in so many ways for the last few months. So it makes sense. And yet I keep getting it's not time to spring forward yet. Perfect. You got it, Teresa. Teresa's so good. And Teresa has really done the hard work. Okay. Oh, and Carrie says she absolutely loves love. It calms me and reminds me to take a minute during the day for some self-love and mindfulness. Oh, Carrie, thank you for saying that, because that is exactly what it's meant to do, right? It's meant to help us, remind us that we need to slow down. Okay. Lily, so it's interesting. The immediately when I saw your name, I felt grief in my heart center. And I know that you recently lost somebody, but this feels like other grief, like grief that has come up from the past, or And it's not just about people, it's about situations and places and things like that. So really deal with the grief. And for you, I'm really going to recommend Peace. Peace is my newest blend for grief, and I created it specifically for grief in general. So it's for sometimes even grief that we can't name. We don't always know what we're grieving or how to bring words to it, right? So Peace would be wonderful for you. I hope that helps, Lily. Thank you. Susan, okay, sunshine is what I'm feeling. I don't know if you've been indoors a lot, or if it's not been sunny where you're at, but you need the sun. So even like if you can't get in the sun, go to like an infrared sauna or have a little infrared light, something like that, but you need the sunlight. That is like you are craving it. And I literally feel like your body is screaming for it. That's what it feels like. It feels like, sun, sun, bring me the sun. So, and you know what I'm really feeling is you also, it's about minerals. So my Restore salt, which you make an electrically charged water that you then add a little bit to your water. Oh yes, indoors. Okay, thank you, Susan. That really helps with minerals and to help us supplement when we can't be in the sun as much as our bodies are calling for it. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. So you guys, my scrolling down right along the bottom is my email. Well, it's my website and my email. So if you have questions, email me. I'm happy. I'm here to help. Don't think you're bothering me or anything like that. And then just to let everybody know, I have switched to seasonal offerings with my products, but for right now and for the next like week, I've got lots of the products available. Okay, so it's not only the ones that were winter products, but I've got a whole bunch of them. And if you need something, if you don't see something on there, you can always let me know and I can see if I can work it out. Okay, so Susan, it's called Restore. Okay, and I'm not positive if that's on my site right now, but I can get that for you. So it's called Restore, and it's a kit to make electrically charged water, which is really, really dense in minerals that we are all deficient in, honestly. I mean, you know, we're very deficient because it's not in our food supply and things like that. And so it's really helpful. Okay, Denise. Okay. The thing that I'm feeling is you've got to let go, because you said you're scattered, and I feel that immediately. I felt a ton of fire energy with you, which is oh, sorry guys, I'm going to put her down. She's heavy. You have no idea that 10 pounds can be so heavy, but it gives you some insight. So sorry, Denise. Let's see. I just put Restore in there, Susan, for you. That's what it's called. So Denise, I'm feeling tons of fire energy, and like we've got to let go. So like lists are going to be your best friend. Okay. But this is very specific what's coming through with these lists. So it's what you need to do. So I want you to make like a list of the master list of what needs to be done between now and when you open your office, which congratulations. So exciting. So a master list of what needs to be done between now and then. And then I want you to take it, break that list up into days. What do you need to do today? What do you need to do tomorrow? And then before you go to bed, okay, I want you to take both of those lists, the master list and the daily list, and I want you to set them free. I want you to release them because you've done all that you can for the day. And you tell yourself, I'm letting this go so that I can rest and relax and regenerate. And in the morning, I will revisit. Okay. And tweak if I need or whatever. But you've got to let go. There's just too much. It's too much and you can't focus. It feels like you can't get grounded and focus, right? And that's what fire does. Fire, when there's a lot of fire, it's on the one hand, it's wonderful because it's our personal power and it's our spark and it's what gets us excited and lots of action, right? But our minds When our minds have a lot of fire, it's actually the opposite. It's unbalancing, and the fire can go unchecked, and then it like burns everything, right? And so then we are in this space of burnout and inaction, and we don't want that. We want a nice balanced fire. Okay, so I hope that helps, Denise. My fire blend is fantastic for that. My elemental blends are different than what we typically think of elements when we're talking about astrology and things like that. When we've got too much fire, we bring in another element to balance it. Well, with my blends, my earth, water, fire, and air, they balance themselves. Okay. So if you've got too much fire, you use fire to balance. If you don't have enough fire, you use fire to light the fire and bring it into balance. So I would really recommend fire for you. Okay, Mary. Okay. What I keep feeling is worry. And it's like the timeline isn't immediate, but you're acting like it's happening tomorrow and you need to know what's going on. Okay. And this is for your sense of peace and control, right? But that's really not where the control is. So, what I'm feeling is just a complete relaxation. Like I literally see you relaxing into a recliner and getting some idea of what you want. So, I'm feeling more North Carolina. Okay. I don't know a lot about North Carolina on the coastal. I don't know if Outer Banks is there. Okay. That I think that's between Virginia and North Carolina. Oh, I'm embarrassed to say that I don't know geography that well. But it's not Wilmington. I know that. I'm definitely seeing like an X between Wilmington. So if that was a thought, that doesn't feel right. But it feels like coastal, but like not right on the coast because you need some trees. I feel like you need trees a lot. Okay. So that's what it feels like. So what I want you to, what I'm feeling is relax into that recliner and see it in your brain. Like see where you want to live, where you're being called. See it here. Okay. Then you're going to send the signal, like the bat signal, right? You're going to send the Mary signal out. And it'll become more clear. The breadcrumbs will appear, the next right step, all that. Okay. So does that make sense, Mary? I hope so. And I feel like release is really good for you. I don't know if you have that oil or spray. And but release would be really good for you too. Kind of help that need to hold on tightly, right? That need to control. Release is really good for that. Okay. Denise says, thank you. So helpful. Thank you. Yeah, don't pull back on it. Don't pull back on it. We don't want to pull back on the fire. We want to actually probably use it more, right? Because if you're using it already and this is happening, there's a lot of fire we need to use more. Okay? So I would use more. Carrie says she wants to get some restore for herself and her daughter. Yes. Yes. And Carrie, I don't think the restore is on the website, but let me know. This would also be good for Greg. Restore, like everybody needs restore. Everybody. I don't know of anybody, and I'm not a doctor. I don't even pretend to play one, but we're all mineral deficient just because of how we live, and not how we live, like our if we're eating poorly, how we live in that our vegetables and the things that we're eating are not grown locally and they don't come from the soil to our table in a timely fashion, right? Lots of things are old and they lose minerals and things like that. Okay. So that's what I mean by that. So let me know, everybody, let me know what you need. And Lily says, old stuff about situations have been coming up, but I think I finally understand it. Beautiful. And you've been diffusing sacred. Awesome. Sacred is, now I want to say this to everybody because this is one of those things that I think we all need as well. Okay. Sacred is like alchemy in a bottle. It helps us to release the clutter that's keeping us from remembering who we are. Magical, loving, perfect, beings, right? Beings of love, beings of light. That's who we are, and that's what we're here for. So sacred is beautiful for that. Okay, and Denise says, yes, continue with fire. Thank you, Denise. And Mary says, yes, thank you. Okay. And oh, hold on, Denise. Sorry, one thing's coming through. The fire, this is interesting, but I need you to put it right above your belly button. Okay, right above your belly button. Morning and at bed, when you're letting go of that list, put that fire on there. That'll help calm your brain and bring you back into focus, into your personal power. And Mary says, I think I have release. Yes. Okay, Mary. On your feet and your ankles in the morning and at bed, and also on your pillow. You guys, if anybody has my sprays are so fantastic for using on your pillows. Okay. They are phenomenal. They really, really are. They're just great. And what it does is it just kind of gives you that aromatherapy benefit and the salt, right? Because we love the combination, the 1-2 punch of the essential oils and the salt in the sprays, but it gives you benefit all night long as you're sleeping. So it helps you sleep better. It helps you release or do the work that you need to do in your sleep, which is wonderful because when we're asleep, we're less resistant, right? That's why our dreams are so powerful and so insightful. Okay. So, ankles and feet, Mary, at night and on your pillow at night, and then ankles and feet in the morning. Okay, Eve. I keep seeing a new adventure, and this feels like something with work. And it feels like, I don't know what this is, Eve. I'm just going to tell you because I don't really know, but it feels like you've got a new adventure with helping people organize or get organized or something like that. So I don't know if you're helping a friend or a family member or if you're doing this in your home, but the organization is wonderful. And the thing that I keep seeing that's important for you with your own organization, with your personal like clutter clearing is, when I organize, I always have 3 piles. And this is what I'm seeing in my mind. I have my pile for, as I take each thing, I definitely want to keep, I definitely want it to go, and I don't know. Okay. So it feels like a personal inventory, Eve, is needed right now of that. And to put those things into each pile. Like what are your priorities? How do you feel about these aspects of your life? What's going on? Do you want to keep them? Do you want to let them go, or are you not sure? And you know what? One of the best things that we can do for ourselves is give our permission to not know the answer. Right? We put so much pressure on ourselves. We've got to know, we've got to know, we've got to know. We've got to know the answer right now. But sometimes we don't, and it's okay. So Eve, does that make sense? Yeah, and I don't know what this is, Eve, but my maple flower essence feels very, very important to you. I don't know if you have that, but that feels very important. So I hope that makes sense, Eve. Who knows? All right, Nikki. Hello, Nikki. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Eve says, LOL, yes. So Eve, it does make sense. I'm hoping that's what that means. Great. Or yes, you have maple. I don't know. So you have maple. Excellent. Okay. I'm filling that for you. And you know what? I don't know what part of it, what the essence of maple is that's important, but there's something there. Okay. So use it. Use it on your like your sternum and your thymus area. That's where the maple wants to go as much as you can. Okay. All right. Let's see, Nikki. Nikki, what needs to go is there is so much that you are holding on from other people. And I'm talking like this is not new stuff you've been holding on to, but when I look at like your frequency and what you need to lift your frequency, because remember guys, all the messages come down to that, right? Our frequency and what we need to do. So when I look at your frequency, it is so heavy. There's so much on it from other people. And this is not just stuff from recent circumstances. This is old. Like I feel stuff from back when you were like 4. So this full moon would be the perfect time to do a ceremony of releasing. So if there's things that you can remember or that come up that you can name, release them. And if they don't, if you can't name them, it's okay. Release, 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 release. Okay. And cleanse spray. Gotta have it. I would actually even recommend some cleanse essential oil. I don't sell it as an essential oil, but you guys know I'm here for you. What you need, I will help with. So a cleanse oil would be one. Let me know. But use the cleanse as much as you spray, as much as you can throughout the day. Okay. Eve says, my second room and office is full of piles and I'm deep into spring. Awesome. Okay, well, I see those piles. Get through them. Get through them. That will help so much with raising your frequency. There's stuff in there that's really old, like that needs to be gone through is what it feels like. So, all right, Anne. Hi, Anne. Let's see what's coming up today with your frequency. Okay, what I keep feeling for you is come to the middle. Come to the middle. Come to the middle. And this is especially with yourself and your self-criticism or thinking that you don't know or you don't do it well or you don't do it right. Okay? The more that we can come to the middle, the better. Okay? Especially for you. That's going to help with your frequency such a tremendous amount. I'm seeing 2 things. I'm seeing love and I'm seeing voice. The love is for that self-love and that heart center and to bring, to help quiet that self-critical voice. And the voice will go in there and change that pattern of self-criticism. So hugely important, right? We don't want to just lift those self-critical patterns. We want to then be able to, let them go and replace them with what we need. Okay. With a pattern that we want. So, yep, that's it, Anne. Come to the middle with yourself, with the judgment and the love and the voice. Okay, Karen, I hope you're still here. Karen, Lori, Carrie, and Pamela, can you guys all just give me a little hi in the comments so that I know that you're still here? I'm going to have another little drink of broth. And I just want to say, I have really been into making gorgeous food for myself lately, and for my family. And I've always been a cook and I've always made beautiful things, but my fridge is full of beautiful food right now that's infused with my love and my intention. And it does make a difference, doesn't it? Okay, so Karen, yes, thank you. Lori, thank you. Carrie, yes. Pamela, did I say Pamela? I just want to make sure. Okay, so Karen, I just keep feeling, Karen, when I saw your name immediately, I felt like so much tension right through here, the shoulders and the shoulder blades and the upper back, lower neck area. Feels like you're holding a lot of stuff there, and it feels like you're literally being asked to carry something that is just overwhelming. So the message is a reminder that it's your choice if you want to carry it or not. You don't have to. You can let it go. I'm seeing some soaks are necessary and really clean salt in your soaks and my Soothe salt scrub. So Michelle Pippin said she was using Soothe and Peace today, and Soothe is one of my go-tos. It's a beautiful blend because it's soft and light but super powerful, and it works really heavily on our nervous system. And as I said, we're all in CTSD, right? Current traumatic stress disorder. Okay. So all of our nervous systems need all the help they can get. And Soothe is really beautiful for that. So Karen, that's what I'm feeling for you, okay? Because this is, you're carrying the weight and that's causing it, but it's also like just this overwhelm of your whole system. So, whatever you can do up and through here, like, I don't know what block exercises would help with that. Feels like actually abdominal and lower ribs. I don't know why. That's just intuitively what's coming. So, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, Nikki, I just want to honor these. You are welcome, Nikki, and I'm so glad that that makes sense. Okay, and good luck. And this full moon is powerful, and it's here to help us, right? We got to remember that the moon, it's not here to just make us feel wonky or all over the place. They're here to help us. Okay, you're welcome, Karen. Okay, Lori. Okay, I'm just feeling the minute that I saw you and when I'm tuning into your energy, I'm feeling sadness. Just sadness. It's not like grief. It's just sad. And it feels like there's three things that are up now in your life, three situations or three memories. No, it feels like three situations that are up in life for you right now that are then making you think about past things. But there's just a tremendous amount of sadness. And for you, Lori, I really recommend my Protect oil and spray. That's the first blend that I made for the heart area. Okay. So I made this because I'm empathic and I take everything on and it all lands in our heart areas when we do that, right? We take it on and it lands in our heart. And we don't know what to do with it because it's not all ours, but we don't want it in our heart area. And even if it is ours, sometimes we don't know what to do or how to do it. And it just feels like a lot. So Protect goes in and it helps kind of massage that heart center area and get everything moving so that then we can let go of what isn't ours or what no longer serves, or it just helps us to be a little more gentle with looking at it or dealing with it, more gentle with ourselves. And then it provides a protective bubble, which is so important because we don't want to, we need to clean our bubble up, right? And close it up. And this is important so that we don't take anybody else's stuff on, but it's also important so that we don't be giving our stuff away, right? We don't want to be putting our stuff on other people. So Lori, I hope that makes sense, but there's three. I keep seeing three. And this will help with your frequency, okay? Generally your frequency is good, but there's just been something going on, three, that feels like it's just kind of got you stuck a little, okay? All right. And Susan said, okay, sunny yesterday, Susan says, but it's rainy day today. Okay, well, as much sun as you can. And again, the restore would be great for you. All right, Carrie and Pamela, are you here? I just want to make sure. So Carrie, let's see. Absolutely right about restore. The one thing that I'm feeling is earth. Okay. Earth for you, you're not embodied. You're up here a lot thinking, how can I how can I do this? How can I fix this? What do I need to do next? You're trying to be like 10 steps ahead. And while that we want to have a plan, we don't want to like obsess about it or focus on it too much because that drains us. So earth will embody you, and embodiment is what it's all about, right? That's what we mean when we say grounded, right? We want to be embodied. We want to move from the space of our head down into the space of our body. And really, really feeling. That's it, Carrie. This is more about feeling than thinking for you. Okay. And it's interesting because we wouldn't necessarily put this correlation between that restore that you said would be great for you and Samantha, the mineral, the highly charged mineral water. We don't necessarily correlate that with embodiment, but it's essential because that's a negatively charged ion that goes in and attaches to all the positive ions that we have in our body. Okay. And so we need, and those don't go anywhere. These positive ions don't go anywhere. We take them in, we absorb them all day, every day, but they don't go anywhere on their own. We have to have a negative ion to attach and pull them out. That's why I have salt lamps all over my house. My sprays are beautiful ionizers that help with the positive ions. My salts, even essential oils some essential oils can do that. Okay, so it's important to be educated about this and to know that. So, Carrie, does that make sense for you? I hope it does. But so the restore, the charged water is going to help you with that. Lori says, spot on. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Lori, thank you for letting me know. And Pamela, I'm not sure if Pamela's here. All right. So thank you guys all so much for being here with me on my debut in 2022 of a live. I haven't done one in so long, and it feels so good to be back. And I loved connecting with you all. And thank you all so much for the honor of connecting with your energy and bringing a message to you and for you. And again, I just can't overstate how important it is for us to be mindful of our frequency and where it is, right? And where we're being called, what we're being called to do with the frequency. Because sometimes our frequency can be low and it's meant to be there, right? We're not like low, 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 but lower than we would think we want it to be. And it's meant to be there. Like I said, not all of us are meant to spring forth into spring and all done. Some of us are still being called to be in that dreamy, quiet, still space, to be in that, recliner cuddled with a blankie. All right. So know your frequency, know what you're being called to, and don't resist it. Don't fight against it, but let go of whatever's not serving you so that you can know your frequency. All right. Thank you all so much, and have an absolutely beautiful, beautiful Friday, and a beautiful weekend if it's your weekend. And again, reach out to me if you have questions, if you want products. Again, I've got a lot of products on the site for now. So this is your chance to go and stock up and get what you want, right? And the thing is, if you're feeling drawn to something, you need it. So thank you all. I love you. And I'll see you again soon.